Hello, Uta Hagen again. Um, I am going to call this video Trans Widow's Response to Word Salad. Uh, I have had some attention from the pro-trans camp, and I'm just going to tell you that if you come on here and comment uh, that you are pro-trans and you make conjectures about what my marriage must have been like, or what this experience must be, or what you imagine the psychological process to have been with your ex-husband's affirming, diagnosing mental health practitioner, then there are a few ways in which you should probably inform yourself. We have been subjected to various re-education processes, and as has basically society in general. This is what's going on in schools with a phantom fantasy fictional character called the gender unicorn, which is not something that children should be exposed to, but they are regularly being exposed to. So I just found a website that was begun by another trans widow that I'm in contact with, and it is called transwidows.com. And there are a total of 4 trans widows stories up there, and the references to me and what I've written and so on at utahagengrasswidow.wordpress.com, and this channel and my book, my memoir, published by iUniverse, which is titled In the Curated Woods, True Tales from a Grass Widow. There is also the YouTube channel Lime Soda Films, which is Vaishnavi Sundar's YouTube channel. She is the filmmaker who put out the 4-part series Dysphoric, which can be seen there for free. It's excellent. And there is a trailer for her film, which is upcoming this year in 2023, called Behind the Looking Glass, in which she has interviewed 30 of us trans widows, and I think there's also one son or daughter of cross-sex ideating father in there. Now, I also want to point people to today's GB News YouTube channel with the interview with Billy Bragg, American detransitioner, because his story of surgeries and really malpractice that he went through as a traumatized child who had been a traumatized adult who had been abused in childhood, and this was never resolved, but instead channeled into this cross-sex medicalization. I really recommend. It's GB News. You can find other testimony, too, of Billy Bragg. I think he testified before the Florida Medical Board. So, but to get to the my my answers to commenters who come on and assume that I knew something about my then husband's cross-dressing or some kind of bisexuality or something alternative to traditional heterosexual monogamy. No, I didn't. And to tell me that I need to get over my mental illness in my inability to have trust is a really ludicrous statement to make. And I'm bringing this up and repeating it, although it's word salad, because we trans widows get this all the time. And this is part of the misogynistic response and context that causes women to stay in these marriages, together with the concern for the children and the desire to just always be there as the mother, because the divorce and custody proceedings will likely give your troubled ex-husband too much time with your children. And uh, the word salad that I don't understand, especially, is regarding the suicide narrative. And it is known, I know this as a trained teacher, that you cannot have children in a household where you have a suicidal parent. But this is what the court is doing because, by definition, people who are ideating that they're in the opposite sex have to be affirmed or else they will become suicidal. Now, the problem is that adult uh, children of abusive parents also have a high rate of suicidal ideation. And I will just refer you to the in memoriam clip that I did recently to really counter this suicide context, because no one should be encouraged in this ideation that I'm going to harm myself. You have responsibilities to those around you, and you need to get yourself out of that. And let's see, I also get some conditioned responses. Commonly, it's something like, those who detransition were never really trans. So I suggest you watch the Billy Bragg clip on the GB News channel if you want to understand that, because there is no measure that the psychologists have developed to determine who will detransition either 6 months or 6 years or 30 years later. I will refer you to all of the online work of Dr. Stephen B. Levine, a psychiatrist, who had patients of his detransition 30 years later. He has written the paper Informed Consent Reconsidered. So I will continue to make posts regarding some of the word salad comments that I remove. Not going to get into a back and forth. There is no reason for me to do that, because I know more than you do. I've done a great deal of research, and I was very, very close to it. Now, just to make it very clear, I was requested by a non-certified therapist that Nettie was seeing to try to engage in role play in our intimacy, and I refused. I never participated in any of that, nor should any woman who is being asked by her either porn sick or adult survivor of abuse husband. No one should be coerced to engage in sex role play that you were never interested in. It's not my responsibility to be a partner in that kind of exploration. That's it for now.